I thought she was the love of my life. She always stood in the front row cheering. She was the first to congratulate me after every win. I would take off my helmet to see her grinning face beaming up at me. She was always the life of the party, and she always went to every party.
In the end, I took the rose. Even though the thorns bit my fingers till they bled, in the end, I didn't leave. I didn't know that this sort of thing wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't hit, wasn't kicked, my skin was unblemished.
I'm 8 the first time it happens. The first time the bruises bloom across my aunt's cheek, flowering over our family Thanksgiving. That day before the meal, we gave thanks for our family who loved us. Family always loves each other.
The first time it happened, she was drunk. She got mad when I told her to stop drinking. She hit me when I took the cup away. Whatever, I thought. I can take it. Besides, it didn't really even hurt that much anyways. You're a man. You can take it, my friends all told me. If it doesn't leave a mark, it is an abuse. A real man wouldn't let a girl hurt him, they said. So I kept quiet. I didn't say anything.
My wreckage was the internal kind. The kind where I hated myself for what I had given him. The kind that felt shame for pictures and texts sent to make him happy. Even when they left me feeling broken. Broken like someone had come and plucked me out of the ground without a thought for my well-being.
I'm 12. The first time I see this behavior echoed when I see Rihanna singing about how she loves the hurt and pain. I'm 15 when my brother comes home to announce his engagement and to borrow my concealer. He doesn't want her handprint across his face in their wedding invitations. But they're getting married. They love each other. They have to love each other. If they don't, how will my brother survive?
I didn't tell my teammates how I cried after she told me that she wished I was dead. I didn't tell my friends how it ate at me every time she ignored my calls for a week as punishment for forgetting her coffee. Be a man, they would say. If I ever told them how her hate and her nails across my skin made me cry.
It's okay, I thought. It's consensual. After all, I'm the one who took the pictures. I'm the one who typed the texts. I'm the one who hit send. It's okay, I thought. It's consensual. After all, I'm the one who didn't say no, even when it meant 30-minute showers trying to scrub the memory of his hands from my skin.
I am 16, the day I see him across the room. His gorgeous eyes sparkling as he tells stories to his friends. His kinky hair is in a halo around his head as he debates Shakespeare and Sylvia Plath with the teacher. I'm 16, the day I work up the courage to ask him on a date. We're at the homecoming game and his face is covered with paint and school colors. I take him to the movies, hoping desperately that maybe he will be able to love me. I have to be loved. All of my friends say they are loved as they too buy more concealer.
Every time I tried to leave, she would lure me back with her promises to try to be different. It didn't matter that she would still slap me for talking to my lab partner because, baby, what would people think? As her nails dug into my flesh, leaving marks that would stay for days.
It's okay, I thought. It's consensual. After all, I'm the one who wanted to kiss him, even if I didn't want it to end up this far. Even if I didn't want it to end in a panic attack in the backseat of his car, crying because he wanted me to say yes. So I said yes, because I was afraid to say no. Crying in my room because he told me to say yes. So I said yes. Even though I wasn't in the mood, crying on my way to school because he told me I had to say yes, to prove to him that all my other friends were that, just friends. So I said yes, even though I had said no 3 times before and he hadn't listened. He told me that I couldn't really love him if I had other friends, that I couldn't be faithful if I hung out with guys.
I'm 16 when I tell him about my experience with love. He cries for me. And he tells me that he can show me something better than the indifference between my parents. That's not what it looks like when I see him talking to another girl after class.
Every time I tried to soothe the wounds he left on my soul by opening my petals to absorb the sun that friends provide, he snuck his way in like a storm, leaving me drowning even in my safest place. He washed away the bridges around me, leaving me desperate for a bright day, desperate for the sunshine that would dry my tears. He made me feel guilty whenever I took it, because could I really love him and my friends?
He's 16 the first time the bruises bloom across his cheek. The bruises that come from my own fist. It is only later I find out that she is his partner for a class project. He's 16 the first time he borrows my concealer to cover up the marks I left on his body. I only did it to show how much I loved him. I thought that's what love looked like. That's what love had to look like, or else what was love?
Visions of the bruises left on my thigh from her kicking. Visions of my team laughing at me if I told them a real man would have let a tiny thing like her hurt him. Visions of her grins when I scored the field goal and her tear-streaked face when I told her we were done.
I got so caught up in the fact that flowers need water to grow that I didn't notice I was drowning. And I forgot that I also needed sun. In the end, I took the rose. Even though the thorns bit my fingers till they bled, I didn't notice that I was the rose dying after he uprooted me.
I didn't think that this could happen to me.
We are 17 the first time I noticed the sparkle leaving his eyes. He keeps his head down in class. He hasn't been telling stories. He only talks about how Chris Brown loved Rihanna, didn't he? He had to. We are 17 the first time he tries to leave. He can't leave. I can't let him. We are 17 the first time I call him to tell him that I've been saving up pills, and if he wants me not to use them, he has to come back. We are 17 the first time I tell him he should just be more patient with me. After all, I love him, don't I?
But not every vision is reality. Soon the images of her cheers on the sidelines morphed into the reality of my friend supporting me, giving me a tissue as I cried, releasing the years of hurt she inflicted. We learned that we were more than a team. We were a brotherhood of love and support. The visions of her kicks turned into the reality of my sister's hugs, as she told me it would be all right, and eventually it was.
So I stayed. Because he hadn't really forced me into anything, right? I'm the one who did it, even if he was the one who couldn't take no for an answer. I'm the one who cut off my friends, even if he was the one who told me to. So I stayed, even when it hurt, even when the only feeling was hurt. Because how could I hurt him?
We are 18, the time he leaves me and means it. We are 18 when he asks how I could love him when I treat him like gum stuck to the bottom of my shoe. But I can't accept that he was right. If what I showed him wasn't love, then where in the world was love?
Now
I know this happens a lot.
that this happens a lot.
But I am not a statistic.
But I am not a statistic. This is my story.
This is my story.